Un, dos, tres. Ah, sí. Thank you, everyone, for coming for my talk. Well, a little introduce for me. I'm solution architect. I'm a mother for 3 kids. I have a podcast, the number Clockwise. Well, what you see today? I to see 6 topics, very important, how the modern commerce and challenge in the commerce, transit gateway and security. Why choose transit gateway and e-commerce? And to see a little architecture and demo. Well, the challenge in e-commerce, the architecture, is very dynamic. Why? Environment and demand flexible and security highly scalable architectures. Without the technology's strategy, the companies can face performance and issues architecture and is accelerated with growth and scalability. Wow. Can you see here the challenge, solutions, results? The challenge of the company is accelerated growth and scalability. In e-commerce, normally the platform and the experience is very important because we have traffic, the spike during some events, Black Friday maybe, or special promotions. Without the scalable infrastructure, can generate networking, saturation, and a slow response. Difficult, but multiple VPCs in different regions. High maintenance the cost due to complexity of connections. Now, where is the solution for these problems? The transit gateway is a service serverless. The combination this service in different architecture is offer an efficient and optimized for solutions. The results, cost optimizations, and latency reductions. Now, why transit gateway? It is as each office in this make individual is many services here. But in transit gateway, they connect multiple VPCs and the local networks through a central hub. It simplify the networks by eliminating for complexity for peering, and you expand you globally your e-commerce. You can see across region and using the peering allow you connect the transit gateway with other service in the global of the network. Your data is automatically encrypted never transmitted public internet. Well, why transit gateway is here? It's completely centralized. Benefits and use a transit gateway in this form. Few connect and less manual configurations. Easier to manage and scale. A better throughput and less latency. And improve security and which centralized the policy. Without a transit gateway, our network become a complicated maze. But with transit gateway, everything connect and in an orderly and efficient manner.
We will create a
This is
standard
a little
VPC
demo.
where we will enter the name of the IP block where the VPC will work. Then we will leave of the
No tiene audio. No, ¿pasa audio? I'm looking for audio. This demo have audio for the explanation. Wait a moment. Para no tener que pasar el audio. Wait a moment. Okay. Okay, I try webcam this here. I will leave a moment. Okay, no. We have a explanation is in a okay. Yeah. Wait, yeah. 2 minutes. No, wait a moment. We have yeah. Okay. Wait a moment. Have aquí está, aquí está, aquí está, aquí está. Okay.
Aspetta che non è acceso.
Aquí está. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we have few problems with audio here. This is the beauty of the live events. So please, hands on, and we'll be fine in just a few seconds, I suppose. Okay. And I don't have any jokes in English, but maybe in Italian would be better. But I'm quite bad in Italian too, so probably it's not the best way to fill the space. Okay, we have our technicians here. He is the DevOps engineer for the audio stuff, so he's on call, and we are trying the best engineer to the problem. So hopefully we can manage it very quickly.
we will create a standard VPC where we will enter the name of the IP block where we will enter the name of the IP block where the VPC. We will create a standard VPC where we will enter the name of the IP block where the VPC will work. Then we will leave of the default tenancy and we will indicate the number of availability zones, the number of public subnet, and the number of private networks. After selecting the option we are going to use, press create and waiting for it to finish. Now, we will started with the creation of the transit gateway. The creation of this service is quite simple. Just enter a name, and if you need to configure more than on the transit gateway, Amazon will automatically assign and SDN, it is important to indicate a key and the value to identify with labels, select and verify the details of the service. In the Transit Gateway Connections menu, we press the Create Transit Gateway Connection button. We enter details such as the name and ID in this case, which is the transit gateway we just create. Then we select the connect type of options such as VPC, VPC pairing, and connection and connect. We select the VPC options and the select type of the pairing will be performed. In your case, we believe the default ones. We select VPC where it will be hosted and the subnets will be and press the button to create. With the finish will be verified and create connections.
Now, we can work AWS Transit Gateway and security with service. The benefits the using the Transit Gateway is very easy connection. Do you see the last demo? The Transit Gateway, you have rows in the cloud and simplify the network architecture. And your network expand, you have the manage additional connections. If you are developing a global applications, you can connect only Transit Gateway and through the cross-regional peering. I improve in this visibility and control. In Transit Gateway, network management, the make is very easy for monitor and you Amazon VPCs because you can see the connections more very easy and from the central console with its integration with legends, you can use AWS Transit Gateway network manage to quickly identify users and respond at the event your global network. Well, Transit Gateway, you have flexible multicast. Multicast support and distribution and disseminate the content in multiple specific destinations and eliminate you need expensive local multicast and reduce the branding and required for high performance. Application use has videos, multimedia, or conference call. Where we show here in this image that use a Transit Gateway to configure a central VPC that's a host and centrally security solutions. This form is critical the challenge in e-commerce. Why? Because security is critical for the business. Where payment are the process and sensitive customer data is handled. Without designer this form the architecture and connectivity for multiple VPCs, therefore very easy. And this form, Transit Gateway, strengthens e-commerce security because centralized connections and allows to establish traffic control, the police between VPCs and external networks. Now, what is the benefits do you have? Capacity between accounts and between regions. The challenge, the change, the management, and the web user interface. to accept or reject connectivity requests in case when manual approval is required. And compliance. User rules the form automatically and accept the reject network. The challenge the base in the organizations. In this architecture, transit gateway is very important. Why? In transit gateway, centralizing the connectivity between multiple VPCs and establishing the logical segmentation for security and improve the security in this design. This is architecture for e-commerce. This is a very important project now for me because the last month I need, how do you say, como, ay, se me olvidó. So, sorry. And create this architecture for Zero for AWS because I have approved the finish this month, and this architecture is the base is transit gateway for the benefits for the traffic segmentation, enhanced for security, and scalability because allows a new VPCs to add to have the problems, and increasing the complexity for connections, and the latency and cost for the reductions. Voy a mostrar un moment. Y acá. This is a pricing calculator, this architecture. In the calculator in AWS, all this architecture, this is the cost for monthly, for complete. And when you see in private VPCs, the cost, the transit gateway, where is? And here, the number, the transit gateway, the attachment is 3 because exist 3 VPCs in this case. And the data ingress is 732 gigabyte for month because the connect in the application is 1 million, the person for month. In this case, don't have multicast. Well, scalability. Well, the solutions in transit gateway for cost optimizations is very simplify the connectivity by creating a single point in the connection between for here in on-premise in different countries or locations, and significantly reducing the cost in several. Why? Reducing unnecessary traffic and reduce operational overhead in automations. In transit gateway in e-commerce, connectivity between database, microservice is ensuring seamless experience. The business grow to many challenge scalability, and connectivity for security. The challenge the e-commerce or the platform e-commerce is directly for the traffic. During this event, like Friday, Cyber Monday, the number the users is increased exponentiality. And without transit gateway interconnect multiple VPCs, this phone, a database and analytic to require individual connection VPCs depending. Increase complexity, latency uses, and difficult in scale in this case. Now, in this QR code, you can find this architecture is a very, very good use case for transit gateway. Is the company Zendesk is a global company, the developer software designer. He migration your internal network solutions in transit gateway and remove all mobile components that you have in the network architecture. This company reduced nearly the spend for money 15%. Now, look at next demo or the next part of the demo, and we learn how to configure a transit gateway and create.
Association and propagation of connectivity. This part is primordial. Already when the routing table is in available state, we had three talks that are the association and propagation. To create the association, we go to the button and create association. Remember, this association is where my traffic comes from or where it will come from any VPC or associate to origins in the routing table. We choose the association of the VPC we want to associate and press the button to associate. Select table to verify the association and create a new one again until we manage to create the associations with all VPCs we need. Create propagation. To create the propagation, we go to create propagation button. The propagation is where the traffic goes, where the transit gateway sends. In this case, we associate the VPCs to be able to have a merge type traffic that is created for this use case that allows in them. And then verify that as much as associations and propagations have been created.
Now I will be see the final testing and what we've been saying results.
Configuration of security groups. It is essential to configure the security groups where is infrastructure that we want to communicate. We go to EC2 in the security groups and menu and modify entry rules. The configuration must have the same time of the entry and protocols as shown in the video. Testing communications. We connect to the EC2 instance and select any of the other EC2 that are in the different VPCs. In this case, we'll start with backend test EC2. We copy the private IP and perform a ping to test connectivity. As we can see, the communications and response. Now, we go the web instance. That is another VPC and verify connectivity with the PIN. In this way, we can show the configuration previously done and the transit gateway is work.
Well, thank you for stay here. I'm sorry if I don't speak very well English because it's my first talk in English. Uh, we have 2 years in different um, community days and summit in Latam. But this is my first time in speaking English. But for me, it's very important to stay here because no much women speaking in English. The Latam and here, and the first woman usually. This is a phrase very important for me because this woman transformed for complete the societies for you job. And thank you so much for staying here.